Wendat, and Wyandotte peoples. We recognize and respect the First Nations who are stewards of the land and waters of Turtle Island and who have embraced the stewardship since time immemorial. We would also like to acknowledge the contributions of other nearby First Nation communities and all original people across Turtle Island. The appeal notice. As a result of the provincial changes to the Planning Act, only the applicant and select agencies may appeal a decision of the committee or one or more of the conditions which were imposed. Third-party appeals of consent and/or minor variances, such as neighbors, abutting property owners, are no longer allowed to be accepted by the OLT. All applications continue to be subject to a 20-day appeal period, a written request to receive a copy of the decision, and the fee for filing an appeal may be obtained from the Secretary-Treasurer. Are there any disclosures of pecuniary interests? See none, so noted. For adoption of the minutes, the resolution is as follows. That the minutes of the meeting of the Committee of Adjustment dated January 21st, 2026 be adopted as presented. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Maria, seconded by? Seconded by Jim? Yes, all in favor? Carried. Mr. Tufts, are there any requests for deferral or withdrawal of any application?
None received.
So noted. The first application for consideration is B-01-2026, file number 4215. The owner is Thomas Tracy at 1770 Bouffard Road. Consent to create one new lot at 1770 Bouffard Road. Mr. Tufts to make a presentation on the application.
Okay, so the consent application before you is for 1770 Bouffard Road. Property is designated residential district in the Sound's official plan, and it has mixed zoning on it. So the first zoning is across the front, which is residential 1. The back of the zoning where the current house sits is residential 1 holding, and the back of the proposed lot is a mixed use 2 holding zone. Singles and semis are permitted use in the zoning bylaw under the residential 1 zone. This is a portion of a survey that was provided by the applicant. The red on the left shows the existing home, and the green on the right would be the new proposed lot with a frontage of 27 meters. Should the application be approved, we would have the following conditions. The first being that they provide a survey. The second is that they provide all property taxes be paid in full. Third, cash in lieu of parkland dedication. Fourth would be a $750 contribution for street trees. The fifth would be a $5,486.40 sidewalk contribution. Sixth would be a financial security for the servicing work that is to be completed. Seventh would be that the 2 existing accessory structures on the new lot be demolished or relocated from the new lot to the existing. Eighth would be that they obtain a right-of-way permit from our Public Works Department. Number 9 would be that they install the services. 10 would be from our Drainage Department, so if they require access, that they go under the Drainage Act. 11 would be a reapportionment through the Drainage Act from our Drainage Department. Number 12 would be log grading. 13 would be that they flush clean the storm and sanitary after the servicing work. 14 would be as-built, and then number 15 would be that they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill the above conditions. And I am available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Ryan. Thomas Tracy, are you, would you come up? You can speak, turn your mic on as well, and you may now speak to the matter. Please introduce yourself in a brief explanation of your application, and please confirm you have read and understood the staff report.
Okay, I have read and understood the report. I'm Thomas Tracy at 1770 Bouffard, and I'd like to sever my property. And the reason being is that it's a lot of property for me, and have someone else build a house and enjoy a house on the property.
All right, thank you. Is anyone present or online who'd like to speak to the application? Does the committee have any questions for Mr. Tracy? Any questions for administration? Yes, Vince?
Administration. To administration, the property in the rear of the new lot is MU 2-8. Next door is R1H. In behind it, what is all the surrounding? I had the impression it was R1H. And if so, why is that? Why are we leaving that as an MU2?
Thank you for your question. It's a really good question. As you can see, historically, the plan was for the deeper lots to the right, to the east, to probably redevelop one day in a mixed-use fashion. By maintaining the lot with the zoning as it stands today, it keeps that door open for potential future. Say a portion of the rear lands that are currently zoned MU2 with the H, maybe they would be as a lot addition if some commercial or mixed use development was to occur in the future. They could take a bit of that property and not have to rezone it. In the grand scheme of things, with the H on it, with that holding symbol, it doesn't permit any building permits to be allowed on the lands. So it's really not really a hindrance to anything because nothing can be built on there. If the future owner or current owner wishes to build something on there and they wanted to explore the idea of rezoning that back portion of land to something residential, so they could put, residential accessory types of structures and buildings back there, they could, pursue that at the time and we could see, what would work. But at this time, it seems like that's not their preference or their wishes, so they're just not simply pursuing that.
Thank you. Just a comment. All the way around there, you can see by the house numbers, they're all single family homes. And when you get something in the middle like that, it just makes me nervous as a politician 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road, or somebody comes in here where they think they can. I know the H protects them, protects everybody around them actually. But I just wondering why it wasn't picked up at the time.
No, that's also a really good question. So this is really similar to when you think down Malden Road. There are some existing single detached dwellings. However, Malden Road is planned for mixed use. It's in fact already zoned that way, and in our official plan is designated as such. So this is similar there, where it's pre-zoned, ready to go, because this is where we see that type of development happening. So while the area may be in the future be redeveloped in a mixed use fashion, there will be the occurrence where you're going to have that existing single detached dwelling next to a new development that may be commercial or mixed use or residential. So it's just part of the growing into the new vision for the area.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vince. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, any other questions? Having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, is the committee ready to make a decision? And I will read the following recommendation. That whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and having the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved that application B-01-2026, file number 4215, be approved. I have a mover and a seconder. Moved by Vince, seconded by Maria. All in favor? It's carried. All right, thank you, Mr. Tracy. You're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next application for consideration is B-02-2026, file number 4216. The owner is Susan Marentet, care of Jeffrey Baker, at 2115 Todd Lane. Consent to create one new lot at 2115 Todd Lane. Mr. Tufts to make a presentation on the application.
Okay, we have file B-02, again, consent to create one new lot fronting on Todd Lane at 2115. Property is designated residential district in the town's official plan and zoned residential 1 in the town's zoning bylaw, and again, singles and semis are permitted use in that zone. Next slide shows a portion of a survey that was provided by the applicant. It shows the existing home that will remain in green and the new proposed lot in red, and that would be at 15 meters of frontage. Should the application be approved, we would have the following conditions. The first being a survey, the second that all property taxes are paid, third cash in lieu of parkland dedication, the fourth would be a $750 contribution for street trees, fifth would be a security for servicing work, sixth would be a right-of-way permit, seventh would be install services, number 8 would be install a curb cut to gain access to the property, number 9 would be a dedication of 3 meter by 3 meter daylight corner, 10 would be that they provide lot grading plans for the severed and retained. 11 would be that they do a flush clean of storm and sanitary services. 12 would be that they provide as-built, and then 13 again would be that they have 2 years from today's meeting to fulfill the above conditions. And again, I'm available should you have any questions.
Thank you, Ryan. Jeffrey Baker, the agent, you may now speak to the matter. Please introduce yourself and provide a brief explanation of the application, and please confirm you have read and understood the staff report. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Jeffrey Baker, solicitor for the applicant. And we have read and understand the staff report. The existing home has a very large side yard to the unopened road allowance to the west. And it is sufficient size for the creation of a building lot in that location. And the proposed lot and the retained property would both be in compliance with all of the zoning, setback, frontage, lot area requirements, and so forth. So we think it's an appropriate kind of an infilling sort of a situation. I'm not going to lie to you and say that we're happy with the proposed conditions, but we do recognize the inevitability of those conditions and the rationale for them. There's nothing that I'm going to be able to say that would persuade you to waive any of the proposed conditions.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the committee has nothing to do with those conditions. Okay, thank you. Is anyone present or online who'd like to speak to Mr. Baker or the application? Would the committee like to have questions for Mr. Baker? Committee have any questions for administration? No, okay. So having heard any comments or concerns made by administration, agencies, and the public, committee ready to make a decision. And I will read the following recommendation. That whereas the consent is consistent with the general intent and purpose of the official plan and the implementing zoning bylaw as amended from time to time, and having heard all comments and concerns from the public, agencies, and town staff, be it therefore resolved that application B-02-2026, file number 4216, be approved. Can I have a mover and a seconder? Yes, moved by Jim, seconded by Maria. All in favor. Okay. Everyone's carried. All right, thank you very much. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Yes, okay. The date of the next meeting is March 18, 2026, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming.